Hey guys, what's up? Doing a course update for the Compound 2025. Got a new layout, remeasured some of the holes with a more accurate device there, so we're going to update those a little bit. Starting out, we have some putting practice over here on the mini baskets. Get ready to miss those shots on the course. Going to start over here on hole number 1. And we're going to be using the Onewheel today. This course is Onewheel accessible, so if you're a Onewheel rider and disc golfer, it's a really fun course to play. I've got one more bridge to put in. I'll be putting more, but one more to get it fully rideable where you don't have to get off the board at all, basically, on the ride. So start at hole number 1. It's going to be 220 foot. This is the reds, whites, and the blues. And there is another spot to shoot from if you don't want to risk going into the pond here. It is only 220 feet, but I have thrown into the pond a couple times. So whites, you can go right at the basket. So pretty easy way to start there. Hole 2, I do have multiple tee boxes. I got 3 tee boxes for this one. Whites here, I'm gonna have to go around the pond, but it is a 269 foot hole. It's about 180 foot-ish to clear the pond. So not too bad. And if you are playing the reds, or if you don't want to shoot too far over the water, right in front of the dock here is another place you can shoot from to make it so you have a little bit less risk. So we're going to get back over to where you're actually be flying through at. Normally I'd use the drone, but I really don't feel like doing that right now. So you'll be coming through here. I will be leveling this basket out again. Did move a little bit during the wintertime. That's on the to-do list. Got 2 tee box options. Number 1 back here, 309. I don't usually shoot from this one. I usually go from tee pad number 2 for the whites here. And this one is going to be 280 feet. It is a Mando to the right of the fence line. You have a couple of different options. You can do a forehand flex. You can do a big hyzer, backhand hyzer, or you can try to shoot directly underneath these trees if you have a really low, powerful shot. You're shooting right over here to the Black Panther basket. And next hole, shoot over this way. So it's going to be a short par 4, just because a tight gap to hit, raised basket, and the creek is OB on this one. And first mistake on the Onewheel. So good times. All right, so this one here, you're going to want to stick just to the right of this pine tree in order to get the best line. It is again, short par 4. You really want to land in this area to be safe, and then you have a real easy upshot for birdie. I always go for it, because why not? Go for the eagle. So through that tight little gap there, and right up here to the raised basket. So that is number 4. Number 5, we're going to go down over here again. Downhill, so one of the easiest holes on the course, if you can throw dead straight and perfect accuracy, just right down there, 185 foot, so that's pretty short. Now, if you're playing blues, you can play the creek as OB. That makes it pretty tough. Normally, it would be a free drop. I do have a bridge going in right there soon, so you won't have to go around this way when you're on the Onewheel. You can just go right straight. And then there'll be one more at this crossing here, because right now I just have this little natural bridge formation that you got to get up the Onewheel and actually go across. Okay, so just to show you, the creek is pretty close by. So if you do mess up the shot on blues and you're playing that as OB, it's a pretty tough shot. Next hole up here for whites. Tee off right here, and you're going to shoot across the creek a couple times. It is a short par 4 again. Got to get up my little cheat sheet here. So this one should be 310 feet. So again, very tight fairway. Blues, you can play as OB on the creek. Whites and reds, free drop again. Come up here to the raised basket in the rock. And this green will eventually, this is going to be extended out a little bit, so it's less risky if you are playing creek as OB. Had a real hard time with the one wheel today. Haven't had a lot of practice on it yet though, so we'll get there. This one here is 3 different tee locations. This is going to be about 274 for the whites. This one is a Mando to the left side of this double tree here, so you do have to shoot down this fairway. It does open up a little bit out here, so there's a bigger fairway. Going for the basket up here on top of the rocks. This little ditch area is going to be OB, so either lay up short or just try to go for it. And hit the basket there. I'm going to jump off the one wheel again and show you the tee box up here. So another raised tee box. It's going to be a short 219-foot shot. There is no Mandos or anything. You can shoot hyzer right, forehand, or just right straight at the basket. A couple of different options there. I do have quite a bit of trees planted out in the field section here. So this is going to be a lot more difficult later. So these will be getting dug out deeper on both sides. You have ponds, and then there's 3 trees on each side to make a hallway. So this is a island hole. You do have to make it past this section right here where those green stakes are. And you have a pretty big green to land on. There's a drop zone right over here. So now we're going to jump over to hole number 9. This one's got, I think, 20 trees that I planted on here between having the edges done. There's a couple in the center just to avoid hitting. There's going to be a ditch up there that's OB. So it's a par 5 for reds, 4 for whites, 3 or 4 for blues, depending on what level you're actually playing at. So eventually there'll be trees. These will grow up pretty big, lining both sides of this fairway, so you are forced to go this direction. Good landing zone, depending on your distance. I think it's about 280 feet to this creek right here. That's OB, so you either want to land before that, or you can shoot for over here. This is about 300 feet-ish to make it to this section. And then I got quite a few trees planted along here. Pond is going to extend the length of the fairway on that side, which will be OB. Hole number 10, another long one. This is going to go back to that raised basket that we were at before. So tee off here. Got a couple of trees growing on the fairway. All these trees marked with flags going to be growing up, so it's going to be a little bit tougher shot once those get a little bit bigger. It's a very bumpy fairway right now for the one wheel. I'll eventually be getting that smoothed out. Just got to get some of the other stuff done first. So nice, long, open shot for those that have big arms that want to go for it. Give you a good chance for birdie or even eagle in some cases. Yeah, there's your basket right there. Again, that raised basket. And we're going to take a little tour over here. And hole number 11. This is going to be another one of those short par 4s. It is par 3 for blue. It's a very tough par 3 for blue, but relatively easy for whites. Gonna shoot down this hallway here. Creek is OB on this one. There is a red tee box back there too. So Mando left of this tree, so you do have to shoot through this gap here. And preferred landing zone is going to be right up here in this section. And you have a real easy upshot for a birdie. Again, playing for whites anyway. Hitting the fence or the house is a stroke, so don't do that. So back to the Black Panther basket. Hole number 12 is the last one that's actually accurate as far as the signs go, because I just added a couple holes, or at least split a couple in 2. This one is one of my favorites on the course. It's a really fun ace run. It's a 225-foot downhill. Creek in front of the basket is OB, and it is a Mando to the right of this pine tree. Just trying to avoid as much as possible somebody hitting my power pole there and putting me out of power for a week. So, gonna ride across the bridge there. There's a little tree that loves to get in the way when I'm going for ace, which is very frustrating. I hit that thing 3 times. And I'm going to come back across the bridge, switch over here to hole number 13. And this is going to be just a short, it's 225, I believe, on this one. Going to be uphill a little bit. Again, you cannot cross over top of the fence, so it's Mando to the left of that. Forehand flex works really well here. It is a little bit deceiving. I think it's about like 12 foot uphill. Kind of gets me. Back to the crooked basket again. Next hole here, blues are back a little ways. The whites are up here. This is going to be hole 14. And I got to get that opened up again here. So this is going to be 240 foot for this hole. Tight fairway shot. And just a nice simple hyzer to get over there. I've seen some forehand flexes, almost ace on this one. And again, back into the bumpy areas of the new fairway and greens. So there's that one. Got a couple of birdies on that so far. We've had somebody basically chain out for an ace on that one. And short walk to the next tee. We'll see if I can't get up here. Haven't done much with the hills yet on this thing. There we go. So raised tee box here. I'm digging out ponds on the left. Shouldn't really play too much of a factor. But the basket's down there, and I do again have some trees planted, so those will eventually start becoming a problem and make it so you have to do certain shot shapes. Right now it's pretty easy. Record is only -6, so I'd love to have you come out and try to beat that. Should be pretty easy. I'm not very good, so -6 is definitely doable. Okay, so again, I have these 2 trees here, 2 trees up there, and I've got all these ones planted up on the green here. They're pretty quick growing trees, so hopefully they'll, within a year or two, they'll be at least a little bit in the way here. So a couple of them planted here. Okay, next one here. This is now hole 16, I believe. So this is a 240 foot carry. I haven't made a red tee box for this one yet. It is another island. I'm not going to call it island because it's only one side of it. But ponds being put in on both sides here. You have a nice little land bridge, which the red tee box will be somewhere along there. Haven't had any red players come through to give me some ideas of where to put it. And we're going to go back to this basket here. Oh yeah, sorry, the green posts there are where you have to make it past there. So if you don't clear that, there's a drop zone. So there's the basket there. I'm going to turn around, and I just have grass planted. I'm not going to go up there right now. So I got another raised tee box here, par 4. And this fairway is going to turn to the left. I do have trees planted along both sides. Pretty tight bridge to go over with the Onewheel. I'll be making those wider if I get a lot of riders coming through. So par 4 for whites. You kind of want to land in this section here if you can. This little spot right here where the racetrack goes through, I'm going to consider that a river. That is OB. And again, got some trees growing, so it'll be a lot nicer soon. Just going to take some time. I'm not a patient person, so it's not a fun wait. Next one here. This one is 225 foot, and there is no island or anything for reds, but whites and blues, you do have to make it past the creek. So once you make it past this, you're fine onto this section here. Right back to this raised basket again. And the next hole, another raised tee box up here. Gonna be shooting to this basket. So as of today, there is still a $100 first ace bounty. There's a lot of ace holes. I think we're up to 14 ace runs right now. There's no Mandos or anything on this hole. This is a fun little shot I set up. Even if somebody hits the $100 ace bounty, there will be a $100 ace bounty if you make it through this pair of uprights here and ace, so that'll be open all the time. And I forgot to look at the distance on that one again. That one should be 225. Oh, I'm sorry, 241 on that one. The next one is 225. So I'm gonna have to get some speed. Well, I'm just gonna go around this one. Anyway, next tee box, 225. Going to be shooting from up top here. And we're going to go back to the one in the rock. Got a couple of trees planted here. So it'll be a very specific shot you got to hit. Come around the corner with a forehand hyzer would be the best route. Next one here, this is going to be a 340 foot. This is a par 4, just going to get super tight. So you can shoot down the middle of the fairway. A lot of people do hyzers. Oh, rabbit. Almost ran him over. Got a ton of those things around here. Anyway, you want to land around right here if you can. And then there's a little forehand flick around this way, or you can go super tough route down the center there, over the bridge. Okay. So going to that basket right there. This is another one where it is a free drop for the creek for whites and reds. I don't care if you want to play it with the creek being OB for blues. That would be very difficult, but if you want to make it a challenge for yourself and you're at the pro level, go right ahead. I'm not anywhere close to that. And I do not have a basket or a plan 100% for this one yet, but this is 285 foot. Tee box is going to be back here eventually. I'll be shooting through this tight gap right here. It's going to be a long, pretty straight shot down the fairway here, head towards the dogs. So final hole will eventually be in this tree. It is mostly dead. I do have some branches starting to regrow, so I'm not really sure exactly how it's going to be cut up, but eventually there will be a basket quite a ways up in the tree there with the ladder to get your disc out. I just need to figure out exactly what I'm going to do with that. But not playable at this moment. You can still shoot the fairway and then just go for the little mini basket, but that would be the last hole, get you back to the parking lot. So appreciate you watching. Again, if you have a one wheel, come on out, do some riding. Going to be doing some one wheel trails. Going to be adding more to the disc golf course, constantly working on stuff out here. This is I have to be here to play. So before you make the trip out to see me, look at the compound. My phone number's on there. Give me a text. So just schedule something as far ahead as possible to make it more likely that you'll be able to play. So anyway, hope to see you guys soon, and definitely looking forward to somebody hitting that first ace.
Free audio post-production by alphonic.com.